Right. Welcome, everybody. All right. Welcome to Sugar and Sweets, you guys, presented by myself. I am Coach Shannon. I'm a nutrition coach at VFT Fitness. So we work with Healthy Steps Nutrition, and Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition, excuse me, should not be complicated, which is why we focus on simple habit-based approach to help you reach your goals one step at a time. This nutrition program has helped over 40,000 people. We know that it is simple, it is far from easy, but just like these successful people, you'll find success one step at a time. And you can see that they've had quite a few clients here. They're just showing 3 of them if they've helped over 40,000. So it's pretty cool. All right, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of sugar and sweets. Many studies have shown that high consumption of sugar is associated with inflammation and many chronic diseases. All cells in our body, including cancer cells and, all cells including cancer cells and sugar need glucose, which is, they use that for energy. Some diseases that are directly linked to sugar consumption include diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease. Obesity is also strongly correlated with sugar consumption and can account for at least 13 types of cancer, including breast, liver, and colon cancer. Did you know the average American eats or drinks over 500 calories of sugar in a day? That's in one day. That is about 36 teaspoons of sugar. In a given year, Americans are consuming over 150 pounds of sugar. According to the USDA, in 1822, the average American ate in 5 days the amount of sugar found in one of today's 12-ounce sodas. Now we eat that much every 7 hours. So it makes sense that the prevalence of obesity in 2017 and 2018 was 42.4% for adults and 19.3% in children and adolescents. It is also clear why we are still seeing these numbers increase yearly. There we go. The risk factors associated with a high consumption of sugar may have shocked you. Or maybe it was just the amount of sugar that made your jaw drop. You may be wondering, how in the world are we consuming this much sugar? Think about it. The last time you had a sweet treat that turned into a few more innocent handfuls, or that one cookie that all of a sudden turned into a sleeve of cookies. We have all been there. In fact, I've helped many of my nutrition clients navigate the sugar in their life in a mindful way. There becomes this negative feedback loop of restricting sweet foods to have just one, feeling guilty and then over-consuming and going overboard. We have all been there, but why do we struggle so much to stay mindful? Have you ever heard that sugar is addictive? Addiction is a craving for a specific substance that involves continuous use, which becomes hazardous to your well-being, according to the FDA. So let me put it in these terms. A study took place at the University of Minnesota, found that sugar foods cause similar effect on our brain chemicals when compared to those on drugs. That is where the phrase sugar is more addicting than cocaine. So now we know how much the average person is consuming. Why is it so easy for us to consume the amount when it's considered addictive and the negative effects it has on our health? But you may be wondering, how much is 34 teaspoons? Is that a lot? The American Heart Association recommends no more than 24 grams of added sugar for women and 36 grams for men each day. It's about 6 teaspoons for women and 9 for men. So the average American is consuming nearly 6 times the recommended limits for sugar in a given day. But we aren't likely to sit around and eat sugar cubes all day. So how are we consuming or over-consuming this sugar? Sugar can be really sneaky, you guys. Sometimes sugar can hide in different types of foods without us being aware. Let's review the 3 most common foods where sugar's hidden. Oh yeah, here we go. Convenience breakfast. Foods such as oatmeal packets, Pop-Tarts, and cereals, and even your yogurts. So if we break that down, a single serving oatmeal packet contains about 11 to 15 grams of sugar per packet. And sugar is the second ingredient usually in these. Pop-Tarts, 1 package, 2 pastries. And that contains about 30 grams of sugar. 29 grams are added to the Pop-Tarts. Trix cotton candy yogurt has 14 grams of sugar per serving. And popular breakfast cereals are having about 10 grams per 3/4 of a cup of cereal. And that's the dry cereal. Moving on to the pantry here, we're going to look at our easy grab and go snacks. So we have trail mix, granola bars, packaged pastries, and even protein bars have sugar. The trail mix that is often marked as a heart healthy snack contains about 10 grams of sugar. Packaged pastries like Little Debbie Swiss rolls contain 27 grams of sugar for 1 package or 2 of the Swiss rolls. A typical granola bar, such as Nutri-Grain cereal bar, contain 12 grams of sugar, and that Quaker Chewy Dip chocolate chip granola bar in your kid's lunch has about 13 grams. Lastly, in this category of grab snacks, protein bars. Not all protein bars are healthy. Some bars have 19.5 grams of sugar, which is more than a Krispy Kreme donut, which is 12.6. Krispy Kreme just does not have the protein. All right, moving on. Looking at our beverages. Beverages have been a big topic of conversation when we discuss obesity, the epidemic of it. Here's a few shocking sugar packaged beverages. Here we go. Your Nesquik chocolate fat-free milk has 54 grams of sugar per serving. Minute Maid lemonade has about 29 grams of sugar. And the Snapple iced tea is about 46 to 50 grams, depending upon which Snapple iced tea that you get. Lastly, 12 ounces of Coke, I forgot. That is 39 grams of sugar for 12 ounces. And lastly is your coffee creamers. Has about 6 grams of sugar per tablespoon, which can add up very quickly, especially if you're like me and love to drink coffee throughout the day. Think about the beverages, quick snacks, and breakfast you and your family have had in the last week. Did they have sugar in them? All right, so let's take a moment to breathe, right? It's true, sugar's hidden everywhere. So what do? How do we decrease our sugar consumption to improve our health? Know what's in your food, and you can do this by learning how to read nutrition fact labels. The nutrition facts labels makes it very easy to identify how much sugar is natural and how much sugar is added to a packaged food. Make sure you read the nutrition facts and ingredient labels to know exactly what you are putting in your body. Once you start looking, you'll be surprised. Remember, when looking at the ingredients label, the first thing listed is the most abundant, and then any other ingredients in that food product. So let's look at a label here. We've got one. All right. We're going to see at the top, you see number 1 has the serving information. This label, it has 8 servings. Each serving consists of 8 fluid ounces or 240 milliliters. Number 2 is going to tell us how many calories are in every serving. Number 3, this is where we're going to find sugar, is underneath carbs, underneath the dietary fiber. You see that this has a total of 25 grams of sugar. From there, we can see that 23 of these are added. And let's see, that means there's only 2 naturally occurring. And if we look at number 4, it's a quick guide to the percentage of our daily value. Okay, so now we're going to look at the ingredient list when we look at the nutrition facts label. So you can, let's see, if you bring your eyes down in the ingredient list, there are estimated to now be around 60 different names for sugars on food labels. That's crazy. So you're looking for things that end in OSE or OS, like fructose. Anything that sounds like an OS at the end is going to be sugar. Look for things that have syrup in their name. That's kind of a dead giveaway. Or it just says sugar right in its name. All right. So how do we stay mindful with our sweet treats? All right, got 3 tips for you guys. These are all really good tips. The first one is using a sugar alternative. Using these alternatives will help you. So there are many different names for sugar, as we have discussed, and while some are marketing as healthier, they all contain glucose, which causes an inflammatory or inflammation response in the body. For instance, honey, maple syrup, and agave all contain grams of sugar. Here are 3 substitutes to use in your kitchen that will sweeten up your foods. So we have cinnamon, which we can see right here. Cinnamon hits the same taste buds without adding any grams of sugar. Add to your protein pancakes, muffins, or in your coffee. So I add this to my oatmeal and love it. There's also unsweetened shredded coconut. It's great to add to your energy balls or sprinkle in your oatmeal, which also gives your oatmeal a little bit of fat. And then there's fruit purees to add to your baking dishes, such as applesauces or banana purees. And those will also help moisten your dish. There it goes. So never eat your carbs alone. When we eat meals and snacks that are not balanced with a protein, carb, and a fat, we are more likely to spike our blood sugar, cause that inflammation. When we pair protein and fat with our carbs or sugar sources, we'll feel fuller for longer, and the slower digestion process of fat and protein allows for a better glucose management. Instead of eating that packaged oatmeal alone, which we know is packed with sugar, find a lower sugar option and consider adding a hard-boiled egg. On the side, protein powder with a little peanut butter in the oatmeal, or even a Greek yogurt for a better balance. Number 3 is mindful portions. So we need to stay mindful. We're allowed and should incorporate our favorite sweet treats, but we should do so in a mindful portion. This means finding a balanced mindset that allows you to enjoy a cookie, but then move on instead of eating the entire sleeve of cookies. This takes time and practice, but here's a few things that you can do to help you stay mindful. Eat balanced meals throughout your day to keep you from ever feeling too hungry. Portion out the snack instead of eating right out of the container or the package. We do this at home. We weigh it out. We look and see what a serving is, and that's all you get. And let's see, take time to enjoy treats by putting your fork or spoon down and rest. Enjoy it. Number 4, where we're counting here, is after consuming the treat, wash out your mouth by drinking a glass of water. This will get rid of that sweetness that's lingering behind. So this here is Nicole Coyne, and she runs a podcast, and she had John Clement on, and they were discussing glucose monitoring and how to fight chronic disease. So this is a great one if you want some more information. So at this point, I hope you've learned a few things about sneaky sugar and how to stay mindful. But you may be also wondering about some of those more tips that have helped those 40,000 people reach their health and wellness goals. With all of the misinformation out there, we know it can be overwhelming. So to start to build your foundation, here are the HSM principles that have helped so many people take control of their life. Number 1, right? We just want to add more whole foods to our diet, less processed. So this looks like the plate method. The plate method has half a plate of non-starch vegetables. It'll have a quarter of the plate with some starchy vegetables, and then it has some lean proteins and mindful fats on the side. Number 2 is focusing on a balanced protein, carbs, and fat. So with this, we want to pair each meal with all 3 of these. And it should look like your plate. If it's a snack, it's going to be a snack portion. If it's a plate portion. If you pair the 3 together, you will stay fuller longer. So that's truly important. The fat helps slow down and makes you stay fuller with that protein, with those carbs, and with those healthy vegetables. So number 3, what we just discussed, limiting that sugar. Remember, the American Heart Association recommends no more than 6 teaspoons or 24 grams for women. And gentlemen, you get 9 teaspoons or 35 grams of sugar. So sugar is everywhere. Remember, we just went over how it is sneaky and can get into everything. So now let's take some time to go over any thoughts that we have. So what should we eat around our workouts? Feeling around your workouts to gain muscle, lose fat, increase energy, or really any health and fitness goal is important. Aim to have healthy carbs and protein before and after you work out. We really want to limit the amount of fat because it does slow down digestion. So what I like to eat pre-workout is an applesauce and usually a protein shake, or I do an applesauce and one of the egg bite muffins, just something that's light and it's not going to make me feel like my tummy is too full. Favorite post-workout is I love non-fat Greek yogurts with a handful of blueberries or whatever fresh berries are in season. So you say you don't like veggies, right? Okay. We can help you with that. I would say maybe not microwaving or overcooking them on the stove. Try maybe roasting them or air frying them with a little bit of those healthy fats that we talked about and using some seasonings. We have some great recipes on our CFT Fit site that you can find, and there's tons of them there. So where should I start? Great question. I want you to start with one thing at a time. And maybe it's something you already have in mind, or maybe it's one of the things we discussed today. But the best and fastest way to reach your goal is to work one-on-one with a nutrition coach and build an individualized plan just for you. So this is what we offer at CFT Fitness. We focus on a healthy habit approach to create an individualized plan just for you. We work together utilizing our many tools and resources to build your nutrition foundation to create a sustainable plan. Along with our tools and resources, we know how important support and accountability is when it comes to our long-term goals, which is why we will be here to help guide you every step of the way. And we're going to remind you, this is what HSN has, but here's what we've done at CFT. We have Satish, and he's actually down more than that right now. We have Kristen, who lost almost 40 pounds with us. She did that over COVID, you guys. Then we have Jaime, who's lost over 25 pounds. And he feels, I love that, and he feels 1,000% better. So this is the podcast that Nicola Coyne does, and you guys can see her interview people that are just like you and I. And these people are special that they've been able to lose. Some of them lost 200 pounds, 60 pounds. You can see, you can hear their stories and how they did it with Healthy Steps Nutrition. Right, you guys, nutrition shouldn't be hard. We're here to help you build a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. I would love to help you out. So if you want to, you can click our link in the bio, or I'll attach a link. Or you can just come see myself or Lizzie at the gym. We would love to help you. Thank you, Cupcakes, for coming to our Sugar and Sweet. Have a great one, you guys.